38 years ago, this boy got lost in a crowded market in the Philippines while looking for his mother, and he was placed in foster care. Fortunately, an ordinary Australian couple adopted him, and he grew up in good conditions. But throughout his life, he longed to reunite with his biological mom, from whom he was unintentionally separated at the age of 5. After 30 years, he finally found her. What truth did he learn about his birth family? And why did Joel's story touch the hearts of millions? Watch the full video to find out. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to get notified as I upload a new video. Let's go on. Today, Joel is a successful man who earns a good income and often appears on television shows. He is a well-known filmmaker, a world-class storyteller, and a business owner. However, in the past 30 years, his adventures were something out of a movie. What happened to this man is simply unimaginable. In 1985, at the tender age of 5, Joel, originally from Quezon City in the Philippines, woke up to find that his mom was nowhere to be seen. She had already left for work. The little boy didn't want her flatmates to look after him, so he left the house on a mission to find his mother. Joel didn't know that the search would last 3 whole decades. He looked for his mother at a busy street market in Manila. At this point, Joel had been searching for his mother the whole day and was lost. The Philippines' capital, Manila, is arguably one of the most populated cities in the world. Even back in 1985, when this incredible story first took place, it was very busy. So it doesn't take too much imagination to picture just how incredibly busy its city center markets must have been. As a result, the boy got lost in the crowd and couldn't find his mother. He was in a helpless situation, not knowing where to go or what to do. Fortunately, he was spotted by a taxi driver. This good man watched over the boy for a while before bringing him to the police. Obviously, the police station really wasn't a good place for a kid as young as 5 to be hanging around. So Joel was eventually moved to a detention center. Although his name was publicized in the media, no one ever came to claim him. As a result, he was placed in an orphanage. He was classified as abandoned and became eligible for adoption. His life had taken a 180-degree turn, and before he knew it, he'd also had a new name. The officials were the ones who named him Joel since he was unable to tell them what his given name was. Joel spent his days in the orphanage wondering what would happen to him. He had wished and hoped for so long that his mom would somehow find where he was and come and rescue him. But again, she never seemed to see the news outlet that broadcasted a missing boy. Adoption looked like the only way of providing this kid with a future. In September of 1986, a couple from Melbourne, Australia, was searching endlessly to adopt a child in need. Julie and George DeCarteret found Joel during their search and decided he was the one they wanted to bring home with them. After a few months, the couple got to fly out to the Philippines to connect with their adopted son for the very first time. They spent 2 entire weeks with Joel. From mealtime to playtime, every second they got to know him better and better before finally deciding to sign the adoption papers. After everything was sorted and filed, the couple took the little boy to his new home. Joel's journey to Australia with his new adoptive parents happened on December 8, 1986. Suddenly, he was shown all the new and wonderful things that would soon be part of his daily life. Julie and George guided him through their home and his room, and even showed him all his toys. Joel also met his neighbors, who quickly became his friends. Over time, Joel successfully became a part of his new society. In October 1988, he officially became a citizen of Australia, and his English skills continued to improve. By the time he was in high school, he started developing an interest in the arts. Things like singing, dancing, and acting allowed him to express himself. During his early adulthood, Joel was really concentrating on dance as a means of expression, but in his efforts to improve, he often filmed himself. This slowly developed into a passion for film outright, which is really where he found his niche. All these years later, filmmaking is now his primary pursuit. Of course, all the while that Joel was developing as an artist and a person, the traumatic experiences of his childhood stuck with him. He always retained an interest in his homeland and even traveled there with his Australian family in 2000. This may have provided a certain amount of catharsis, but he could never feel truly at peace about his past, not until he learned what had happened to his birth mom. Joel realized he needed to find the woman who'd given birth to him, and luckily for him, he had the total support of his adoptive mom, Julie. The search wasn't going to be easy, though. Joel remembered very little about his real mother, and the memories he did have were all very vague. It's possible they weren't even real. But by 2016, he knew he had to try and learn what had happened to his birth mom. The Philippines has a population of over 100 million people. How could he begin his search? Well, as a filmmaker, his mind drifted toward the power of media. He made contact with a team led by Jessica Soho, one of the most renowned TV personalities in the Philippines. On Jessica Soho's TV show, a segment calling for information about Joel's mother was aired. A few days later, someone sent the network a photo of a little boy with a woman named Herminia Rio. However, there was uncertainty about whether she was really his mother. After a DNA test was conducted, the result confirmed it. Joel had found his mother. Once Joel and Herminia heard the news, they both understandably felt very intense emotions. It wasn't just Joel who met up with Herminia either. His adoptive mom, Julie, also traveled to Manila to meet the woman who had given birth to the child she had raised. The two women hugged and bonded over their love for Joel. Joel was delighted that this happened, saying, "I can't believe it. I'm seeing my two mothers together. I never thought this day would happen." The tale didn't end there. Another emotional moment would come later when Herminia made the journey over to Australia for the first time. This allowed her to see the life her son had ended up with after he'd been separated from her so long ago. Yet again, the entire event was emotional for everyone. Even after Herminia left Australia and went back to her home in the Philippines, she stayed in contact with her long-lost son. She had spent so much time missing him and wondering where he was and what he was doing. And now she finally had all her answers. From being lost in a crowded market to finding his birth parents, Joel's unbelievable story has touched the hearts of many people all over the world. But unfortunately, not all of the children who live in orphanages end up getting the opportunities that Joel got. Nonetheless, after experiencing a painful first couple of years of his life, we can't help but be happy that Joel got his happy ending after all. What do you think of this story? And that's it. If you enjoyed the video and want more like it, be sure to leave a thumbs up below in appreciation. And if you haven't already, you really want to subscribe to my channel and tick the bell icon so you get notified as I upload a new video every week. See you in the next video.